Good morning, friends. It's wonderful to be with you again for this morning's devotion. And this morning I thought we'd look at some of the words of Jesus, and they're not bad words to look at, that's for sure, particularly in this time. If you want something to go and read to refresh your soul, go and read the words of Jesus. I can highly recommend it. We're going to be looking at Matthew chapter 11 today, and verses 28 to 30. I'm going to be using the Amplified Bible, and hopefully the words will come up on screen as I'm reading them. If not, just sit back, get out your own version, but listen to this expanded version of these wonderful words. So Matthew 11, chapter 28. Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden and overburdened, and I will cause you rest. I will ease and relieve and refresh your souls. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am gentle, meek, and humble, lowly in heart, and you will find rest, relief and ease and refreshment and recreation and blessed quiet for your souls. For my yoke is wholesome, useful, good, not harsh, hard, sharp, or pressing, but comfortable, gracious, and pleasant, and my burden is light and is easy to be borne." You may have heard those words before. They may have assisted you at particular times in your life. And I'd suggest that those of you who are feeling heavy burden and overladen, come before the Lord this morning and just reflect on some of those words. So let's take a closer look at it. The first word that Jesus says is come. It's an invitation. And to an invitation we need to respond. There needs to be a response from our side. And that invitation is to come to Jesus as we are, to come as sinners, to come as uncleansed. For those of us who have accepted Jesus, we know that we come with a clear conscience. Hebrews chapter 10 tells us that we can enter the Holy of Holies without that sense of guilt anymore. So there's an invitation there. Who's the invitation to? Well, in this case, it's to those who are heavy laden or overburdened. Do you feel like that ever? Or right now? What is burdening you? What's weighing you down? What are the cares of this world that you're carrying right now? The invitation is for you. And then he says, "I will cause you rest," or other translations say, he will give you rest. He will give it to you. It's a free gift. And as with an invitation, there's a response that is needed to a gift, because when something is given to us, we have to be able to receive it. So he's saying, "I will give you rest." If there's one thing we do need from this world at the moment, the world we live in, is rest. During this time, if you've got some downtime, you may be finding an extended period of rest. And I would urge you this morning to treasure that, to allow the Lord of life to come and give this to you, and then you to receive it, this free gift. And then he says, "Take my yoke upon you." And again, that's another action involved there. It's to receive it, it's to actually put it on, it's to wear it, it's to understand it, I would suggest, it's to believe in it. It's to believe in what Jesus is offering us. It's to believe in him. And then he says, "Learn from me, follow me, be led by me, be put in tandem with me together with this yoke, be an apprentice of Jesus, or be a disciple of Jesus." It's interesting, when Jesus called the disciples, he said, "Come and follow, I will make you fishers of men." And they followed and they learned, and they walked in tandem with him for 3 years, and then they were able to take things forward when the Holy Spirit came alongside them. And then he says that you will find rest. And finding rest is something that every single person in each of our human conditions needs to do. We need to be able to find a place of solace and solitude for our souls. We need to find a place where we can lay down our weary burdens and unburden our souls. And Jesus is saying that if you're yoked with me, if you're walking with me, if you're following with me, if you're believing in me, if you're doing these things, if you're accepting these free gifts that I'm offering you, if you're putting your trust in me, you will find rest. And then he says something wonderful. He says, "For my burden, my yoke is easy." The Amplified Version says it's not harsh. It's not hard, it's not sharp, it's not pressing, it's not one of those things that you can't wait to get off. One of those school hikes that you are on with the most uncomfortable backpack in the world. It's not that. Instead, it's comfortable, it's gracious, it's pleasant. It is a wonderful thing, it's a good thing to be yoked with Jesus, to walk alongside him and to find that rest and to find that rhythm in our lives. And then he finishes off, he says, my burden is light and easy to bear. It's the opposite of the heavy laden and overburdened that we heard about earlier. His burden is light. Wouldn't you like a light burden in this life? We have so many cares in this life that we need to take care of. But Jesus is saying, he's inviting us, he's giving us a gift. If we follow him, if we believe in him, if we're yoked with him, that he will make our yoke easy and a burden light. Isn't that a wonderful thing this morning? I'd encourage you, friends, this morning as you continue perhaps meditating on that, to go and read it for yourself, but to find your rest in Jesus, to accept the invitation, to receive it from him, and then to learn from him. God bless you.